What if I told you that two simple words, just two words, could completely change the way women see you? Not your car, not your bank account, not your jawline. Two words. And here's what's wild. Most men have said these words before, but they've never used them the right way. There's a specific way to deliver them, a specific energy behind them. And when you get it right, something shifts in her brain, something she can't explain, something she can't ignore. I've spent years studying thousands of real interactions between men and women, and I kept seeing the same pattern again and again. The men who attract the most, they weren't the richest. They weren't the best looking. They mastered one thing, and today I'm going to give you that thing. But before I do, I need you to understand why this works, because if you just copy the words without understanding the psychology behind them, it won't land. Pause. Lean slightly forward. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the science behind why these two words activate deep emotional response in women, the most common mistake men make that destroys their attractiveness instantly, and the exact moments you should use these words for maximum impact. This isn't theory, this is behavioral psychology applied to real life. And if you're a man over 40 or 50, this is especially for you, because mature men have something younger men don't, and most of you don't even realize it yet. We're starting in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're exploring a powerful idea that can fundamentally change the way you attract women, especially as you get older. And the most interesting part? It has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with looks, and absolutely nothing to do with those cheesy pickup lines flooding the internet. The truth is, these two words activate something much deeper in the female brain. They trigger emotional connection points that most men don't even know exist. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. I'll break down the science, but there's a detail. Almost no one notices it. And it's exactly this detail that separates the men women forget from the men they can't stop thinking about. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share can completely rewire the way you communicate with women. Now, let me tell you something I've observed after years of research. The men who attract the most attention from women, they aren't necessarily the best looking. They aren't the richest. They are the ones who mastered one very specific skill: direct emotional communication. While most men are stuck in empty conversations, trying to please, trying not to offend, walking on eggshells, the men who truly stand out do something radically different. They use two words that act like master keys to the female subconscious. You see, the human brain is hardwired to respond to certain communication patterns. And these two words, when delivered the right way, create something called positive emotional anchoring. Let's go. The first word, or phrase, is I want. Sounds too simple, right? Almost too obvious. But listen to what actually happens in her brain when a man says I want with clarity and confidence. First, he's taking full responsibility for his own desires. He's not asking for permission. He's not testing the waters. He's not being passive. He's being direct. And here's a fundamental truth in female psychology. Women are powerfully attracted to men who know what they want. Why? Because it signals leadership. It signals that you are fully capable of making decisions, that you won't dump the weight of choosing onto her shoulders. Think about it. When you say, I don't know, maybe we could do something later if you want, what are you communicating? Insecurity, fear of rejection, lack of direction. Now compare that to, I want to take you to dinner on Saturday. I know an incredible place. Feel the difference. You aren't begging, you're leading, you're creating an experience. And this isn't about being aggressive. This is about being assertive. It's about having the courage to take up space in the world and say, this is what I want. When you do this, you activate something in her brain called sexual polarity. You position yourself as the masculine force that takes initiative. And that naturally awakens the feminine response, the part of her that wants to be led. If this is making sense to you so far, drop a comment below. Tell me, have you ever lost a woman's interest because you were too passive? I read every single comment. Now, the second word. And this one, this is where the real magic happens. I appreciate. Pay close attention, because this is the phrase that changes everything. If you only use I want, you can come across as egocentric, like you're only there to take from the interaction. But when you combine I want with I appreciate, you create a perfect balance. You show that you are a man of initiative and a man of emotional depth. Here's a concrete example. Imagine you're talking to a woman you're genuinely interested in. Instead of just saying, I want to see you again, you say, I want to see you again because I really appreciate the way you think. A conversation with you has a depth that's rare. Do you see what just happened? You're not just expressing desire, you're seeing her. You're valuing who she is as a person, not just what she looks like. And that, my friend, is absolutely irresistible, because most men only compliment appearance, only the physical. But you went further. You acknowledged her essence. And here's the most powerful part. When you appreciate genuinely, you're not needing her. You're choosing her. Women can feel that difference from miles away. Hey, real quick, if you're finding value in this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Every week I put out content like this, practical, psychology-based strategies for men who want to show up stronger in their relationships and their lives. Hit subscribe, it's free, and it genuinely helps this channel grow. Now, let me tell you about the mistake that destroys all of this. The mistake is using these words without congruence. You know what congruence is? It's when your body language, your tone of voice, and your words are all aligned. If you say, "I want to take you to dinner," but your shoulders are slumped, you're looking at the floor, and your voice is hesitant, the message doesn't get through. Your body is screaming insecurity while your words are trying to project confidence. And the female brain is extraordinarily sensitive to these incongruencies. It functions like an emotional lie detector. So when you say "I want," you stand tall, you look her in the eyes, chest open, grounded. When you say "I appreciate," you pause, you slow down, you let the sincerity breathe. This is the depth that separates men who get results from men who get confused. Most men never figure this out. They spend years wondering why women lose interest. And the answer was never the words. It was the energy behind the words. Keep watching, because the next part is where it all comes together. Now, one more crucial layer, timing. You're not going to walk around saying "I want" and "I appreciate" in every single conversation like a robot. That would be strange, and it would lose its power immediately. You use these phrases in strategic moments, when you genuinely want to establish intent, when you want to create an emotional memory. For example, at the end of a meaningful day together, you look her in the eyes and you say, "I want to do this again. I really appreciate the energy you bring." Done. You just created a positive emotional anchor. Now, every time she thinks of you, she'll remember that sensation of being seen, valued, desired. That's not manipulation, that's mastery. Now let's go deeper, because there's a second layer to this, one that's especially important for men over 50. Have you ever noticed how some women don't flirt in an obvious way? Instead, they check your awareness. Quietly, subtly. And here's what most men completely miss. A woman who feels genuinely drawn to a mature man will almost always ask two very specific questions. It's like a message, hidden in plain sight. I'm going to reveal both questions in just a moment. But first, I need you to understand the psychology behind why she asks them. Because without that context, you'll miss the signal every time. Men over 50 often think they've become invisible to women. The truth, completely different. Mature men are often more attractive than ever when they actually understand female behavior. The real problem isn't women. The real problem is misunderstanding. Moving through life thinking she's just being friendly, when she was actually inviting you in. Women rarely show interest openly. They test your emotional calm, your presence, your ability to notice what lives beneath the surface. Feminine psychology works in layers. When a woman begins to see you as someone she can trust, emotionally, intellectually, intimately, her energy shifts from casual conversation to intentional curiosity. She starts asking questions designed to reveal three things: your strength as a man. Are you steady and secure? Your emotional availability? Are you open or closed off? Your awareness. Can you recognize genuine interest when it's standing right in front of you? This is exactly when the two key questions appear. But most men respond to them at face value, and they miss the entire moment. Before I reveal these two questions, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. This channel is built for men who want to understand women on a deeper level, not through tricks, but through real psychology. Subscribe below. Let's keep going. The two questions revealed. Question 1. Do you spend a lot of time alone? Sounds harmless. It's not. She's not asking about your social calendar. She's asking one thing: is there room for me in your world? Women only ask this when they've already imagined themselves somewhere near your life. She's testing your openness, your emotional availability. If she felt nothing for you, she wouldn't care how you spend your Tuesday evening. Most men respond too literally. Yeah, I'm alone a lot. Or not really, depends. But a grounded man hears the meaning underneath. She's checking. Can she come closer without being pushed away? Here's how a confident, aware man responds. I enjoy my space, but I'm always open to good company. Or, I like my routines, but I'm open to someone who adds something real. This does two things simultaneously. It tells her you're emotionally open without being desperate. And it quietly signals that she might be someone worth letting in. Open, but not empty. Receptive, but not needy. Strong, but not cold. When she feels that energy from you, it naturally leads her to the second question. And this one reveals her deepest level of interest. Don't go anywhere. Question 2. What are you looking for these days? This question is never casual. It's not small talk. It's not simple curiosity. It is a woman exploring you as a romantic possibility. And if she felt nothing for you, she would never risk asking something this personal. It feels too exposed, too intimate. Women save this question for men they see as potentially meaningful in their lives. She may phrase it differently. What do you want at this stage of life? What direction are you moving in? What are you hoping to find? But the meaning is always the same. She needs to sense, does this man know who he is? Is he moving forward or just drifting? Is he emotionally alive or just going through the motions? Men who answer too literally break the moment. I'm just looking for peace. And she hears drifting. I'm taking it day by day. So she hears no direction. Here's how a man with masculine clarity answers. I'm building a simpler, stronger chapter with the right people. I'm looking for connection that feels natural, not forced. I'm focused on living with intention, real experiences, meaningful moments. These responses do three things. They show you're moving, not stuck. They show emotional clarity. And they open a quiet space where she can imagine herself fitting into your direction. That's powerful. So let's bring this full circle. The two words, I want, I appreciate, aren't just phrases. They are signals of masculine presence, of emotional depth, of a man who knows himself. And the two questions women ask, do you spend a lot of time alone, Esa? And what are you looking for? Aren't just questions, they are invitations, emotional doors she opens once. And if you miss them, they close. Women do not test men randomly. They test based on emotional readiness. A man who is open and moving with purpose, he creates pull. He becomes someone worth leaning toward. Women don't need perfection. They need clarity. Clarity creates safety. And safety awakens desire. This is the psychological truth that most men spend their entire lives never understanding. But you're different because you're here, you're paying attention, you're doing the work. Before you go, I want you to do one thing. Comment below, I see the signs. That's it. That phrase tells me you understood the message and you're ready to apply it. Your comment also helps this video reach more men who need this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Every week we go deeper into male psychology, female behavior, and the mindset shifts that actually change your life. This is the channel for men who want to grow. I'll see you in the next one. Women communicate attraction in ways that are subtle, emotional, and often invisible to men who expect direct signals. The men who understand this, they don't chase, they attract, and now so do you.